Hi everyone, my name is Carmen Jaime Negrete and I would like to share with you some information about Jerome Bruner and his theory of constructivism. So, let's get started. Jerome Bruner was an American psychologist and educator. He was born in New York in 1915 and he died in 2016. He developed theories on perception, learning, memory, and aspects of cognition in learners. For him, learning is an active process in which learners can construct their new ideas or concepts based on their current knowledge or their past knowledge. So, teachers should try and encourage students to discover principles by themselves. So, students have the opportunity to select and transform information, construct hypotheses, and make decisions, relying on a cognitive structure which he called schema. Bruner said that the cognitive processes are influenced by three modes of representing the world. The first step is the inactive, or action-based. It goes from 0 to 2 years old. It's the first kind of memory in children, actually. So thinking is based on actions or physical movements. So infants learn by doing rather than internal representations or thinking. Learning is in the form of movement, so there is a variety of motor tasks like riding a bike, tying a knot, or tasting an apple. Step number 2, the iconic or image-based. It goes from 2 to 7 years old. So the information is stored as sensory images, pictures, or icons. The visual memory increases, usually because of the help of the visual aids. So learners can think about actions without experiencing them. So they take decisions based on their perceptions. When we are learning a new subject, it is very helpful to use diagrams, illustrations, or pictures to reinforce the new concept. Step number 3, the symbolic, the language-based, and it goes from 7 years onwards. The information is stored in the form of a code or symbol, which is the language. Knowledge is stored as words, mathematic symbols, or other symbolic systems, like music. The symbols are flexible to manipulate, so they can be ordered, identified, classified, since learners can talk and think. So language learning. For Bruner, evolution implies the passing of acquired knowledge through culture. So discovery is the main vehicle of education. Language is very important. So language learning consists of invention of or coming forth with grammar, possibly innate, that is modified in contact with the world. Learners need to develop an approach that allows them to learn in such a way that they can use this information in problem solving, which is called the critical thinking. So teachers have to program this environment. Bruner said that this process is followed by 6 steps. Step number 1, the attitude problem. In this step, learners must have the attitude of using their heads effectively to solve a problem. Since they have a little bit of information, so they can extrapolate it or interpolate it when they have unconnected material. So we have to convince students that they possess implicit models in their heads that can be useful. The second step is a compatibility problem. In this step, learners are getting to approach the new material, so they fit it into their own system of associations, subdivisions, categories, and frames of reference. Finally, they can make it their own, so they will be able to use this information connected with something they know. Step number 3, getting activated. In this step, learners are fully engaged in the process of solving problems, so they can have enough success and feel rewarded. The reward should be intrinsic to the activity. For example, using materials, discovering something new, extrapolating new information. We have to be careful with extrinsic rewards because they can corrupt students' behavior. Step number 4, giving practice in the skills. So learners are going to use the new information in solving problems by using their skills. Probably they are not going to be very effective in their use because they need training, but they still keep trying. In step number 5 is the self-loom problem. In this step, learners will do kinds of things which are difficult to describe or to explain. It usually happens to children at school when they are learning something new. So the syntactic and the semantic mode is not easy to handle at a certain age. Step number 6, the power of contrast. In this step, learners can organize his knowledge in a way that helps them discover in particular situation. So they use contrast this information with the previous one. So this contrast can be engineered or self-engineered. It involves the nature of our capacity for handling information. So learning is, learning, students can discover, and discovering leads to constructing new knowledge. Spiral curriculum. Bruner said that any child at any stage of development is capable of understanding complex information, and any subject can be taught effectively through the concept of the spiral curriculum. The spiral curriculum involves information that is already structured so that complex ideas can be shared at a simplified level first and then revisited at more complex levels. So learners will be able to solve their problems by themselves. Also, we got the scaffolding. Scaffolding describes the ensemble of guiding and supportive interactions. It can be offered by an adult, a teacher, or a tutor, or even a child with a higher level of knowledge. Scaffolding helps to organize behavior so as to become independent learners. It can be gradually reduced once difficulties are overcome. So, this is a summary of the theory of Constructivism by Jerome Bruner. Remember, representation, instruction, spiral curriculum, scaffolding. Thanks for watching. Bye.